Okay, so first let's hide the profiles. We're going to hide the profiles and draw our own profiles. I'm gonna use these profiles up here since these are the ones that I used on Friday session. Okay. Okay, guys, so on Friday, I had predominantly, bearish bias. And actually took a short here for like 4 or 5 points and then closed it. That wasn't liking the, price action that I was seeing here. I took a 5-point trade, closed it, and then we, proceeded to move higher. Just waiting for these profiles to load up. Need this one as well. I'm not sure why it's not loading. Let me try it again. There it is. Okay. So this is Friday and this is Thursday right here. Okay, guys. So on Friday, let's mark the initial balance, which is the first hour after open. So for those of you that are new, I like waiting at least 1 hour after open to kind of pick a side and see, what the market is trying to do. And you can see here that we had a pretty strong sell at the open. We had about a, what is this, 20, 30 point sell after the open. Okay, so what is this telling me? This is telling me that there's, pretty strong bearish pressure. Okay, so that gave me some type of bias. Then, we had a bounce, moved up here. I saw some tickers struggling to push to the upside here. And that happened to be an area where we had a pretty decent resistance in the past. Not only that, but this was the area where the high volume node ended for the previous session. High volume node where we formed the point of control. Okay, so what is this telling me? Okay, this is telling me that, buyers are not interested in this area. Yes, we did break over here, but over here we proceeded to break down again. Okay, so I'm gonna keep looking at this area right here. You can see how in the future this area becomes very, very important multiple times. Do you guys see that? And this is how I like getting my intraday levels of support and resistance. I like using the low volume nodes, the high volume nodes, and just kind of looking around them and seeing what price action is doing there. So you can see here, we had a rejection. Here we broke and just proceeded to move up. Here, we closed for the session on Thursday. Then we had a sell-off into this support, kind of stalled here for a bit. Then we had a massive push down. Then we had a push up, test it, reject. Buyers did not find good momentum. We actually took the short here. Cut a few points in profits, closed, and that was the right decision since we did not find momentum and proceeded to move to the upside. I sent a message and alert for the group also of potential resistance being found here near 50, 55, 50, 60. So where did I get these levels? So this is the Valley area high. Well, this is the Valley area high. Okay. Valley area high. And right here. So you guys can see how we have a low volume node right here. To me, this was just extension of the seller momentum, I mean buyer momentum. To me, this was just a wick. And if we, move it to like the 1 hour, maybe we're gonna see some wicks here. Look at that. 1 hour, two wicks. We could potentially call this a tweezer top. So we got two wicks right there. So it's very important, guys, that we understand, the momentum behind, you know, the price action. Okay, so for example, here it's showing us, a strong break and just chop, 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 chop. Sellers attempt to break down, didn't happen, proceeded to move up, but sellers once again failed. And then we had a, very strong selling. So what is this telling me? That this whole area here, even though it was, tested, I think the area where we should pay more attention to is right here. Look at how price just flushes through right here. It just, I mean, there's very little trading going on. It just flushes down. But when it's trying to go up, it just flashes. It just rockets up and then flushes down. So this is telling me that this area here is going to be very important for the next session. Well, yes, we had a lot of trading going on here. We need to keep an eye on this right here. We need to see what happens right here. I mean, and we didn't even get to go into this area. And we had a, very aggressive rejection right here. And this is just reading basically momentum as far as, price action goes. And then, you add the volume profiles to see, what the hell's going on. So let me show you once more. Okay, so here we have, strong buyers in this area right here, basically just pushing through. Then we have a lot of exchange going on here, basically, you know, sellers and buyers not making up their mind. They're trading their shares or contracts or whatever. And then we had a strong flush right here. So this is momentum up, no momentum, and then momentum down. And then we have, the volume profile showing us here, high volume node, lots of trading. Then low volume node, little trading and little effort. And with little effort, we had a massive sell-off right here. And same thing happened over here. And we barely even touched this area and had a just tremendous sell-off. Now let's put on the volume profiles over here. Okay, so look at this right here, guys. Do you guys see this volume profile right here? Let me move it a little bit more. Okay, so let me delete these so we can see this a little bit better. Okay, do you guys see how here on the value area high, we still have little trading going on? But if we compare it over here, look at what happened over here. Do you guys see that? This might make it easier to see. Give me 1 second. So here is the edge of the high volume node. And this is the edge of price basically on Friday, the highest point on Friday. So do you guys see that? How we came into this area and made a high volume node, but price action was not similar over here and over here. Do you guys see that? Well, yes, we do have a high volume node at very similar spots. We don't have the similar price action. We don't have the similar momentum, which is very, very important to understand where we're trading, day trading, I'm sorry. If you don't see intraday momentum, you got to be careful trying to enter a potential breakout there. Or if you enter it here, you enter it here, if you start seeing this along with this, you got to be careful if you're long. And that's why, over here when I was short down here, I started seeing some chop here at point of control. And that was showing me that, we were seeing some potential buyers stepping in here and holding the price, especially since we were at point of control. Okay, we had a one break. Okay, fantastic. Recovered. I saw this as a healthy pullback. Entered some shorts here, but didn't see momentum build up, especially, near point of control. You know what? I'm closing my position, taking what I got. Let's see what's next. 50.33, 50.37. Right here, Spencer, in this area, or where exactly? Or this here? Oh, yeah, yeah, right here. Yeah, same thing happened. We had a low volume node here, then we had a high volume node here. And if you separate these the day into two profiles, you're gonna see something different. Look. So look at this. Oh, I was trying to draw a third. So we have a high volume node here, but look at what happened here. We move this a little bit further. You don't want to catch that candle right there. Look at this high volume node, low volume node. And this is also something that I like using intraday, guys. I like to divide certain areas with one or two volume profiles, sometimes three, depending on how much price moves. But I like doing this, basically dividing the session with multiple profiles to see, the momentum on strong moves. And this is the tool right here. Oh, it's called the fixed range volume profile. You can find it over here in the projection tab, and it's down here. It's just, you put a star on it, it'll put it on your favorites over here. Any questions so far? Yeah, that's a tool that I like to use. Any questions so far? No, I don't use extended for futures. It's just low volume. Unless we have significant volatility in the after hours, I really don't pay attention to that. Okay, guys, so now that we got this, you know, stuff out of the way, now I'm going to show you how to, assess momentum using the volume profiles. Just basically the volume profiles and price action. Um, let me delete these and use the original profiles. Let's see. There we go. Okay, guys, so this is a very simple concept, and it can be very powerful, but we need to use it along with other confirmations. We want to see, for example, NQ, IWM looking weak or strong, depending on which side we're picking. We need to see the more confluence, the better with the strategy. And basically, all this is looking for price breaking back into previous profiles. So let me mark this with a color white. Let's make it very thick line so we can see it easily. Okay, there we go. And guys, basically, what you want to look for is price going above. Actually, let me hide the profiles now. Okay, so basically, this is value area high right here. Let's mark it. Value area high and value area low. So that way we know which one is which one. Which one is which. Um, Belly area high, belly area low from Thursday session. So we're gonna mark this here. This is gonna be from Thursday session right here. Okay, so usually what I like to look for when this happens for this strategy is I want to see price break above the previous belly area high or break below the previous belly area low. And when I see that happen, if I see a potential reversal, let's say I got in this reversal right here. This is an example. If I got in there, and if I see price just flush through value area high, there's a high possibility, like tremendous possibility of reaching value area low. Like huge possibility of reaching value area low. This stall here was due to point of control. Point of control was somewhere around here. So price had to stall here for a bit. Because remember, point of control is the area or level where we get, the most trading going on. So it was very common to see, it's very common to see something like this near point of control. But look at what happened at the end. We reached value area low. Now let's go take a look at NQ. Okay, let's draw the profile here on NQ. Okay. Is that applicable for fixed range and regular profile? So yes, it is. But you want to draw the whole session profile. You don't want to draw segments of the profile and use that. You want to draw the whole profile. And for NQ, it was a little bit more complicated since we had NQ not rally as much as what's it called, ES. But at the end, look at where NQ stopped at a belly area low. So, and I was looking, actually sent an alert about NQ. I actually went short on this one right here. That if NQ could hold 770, we could potentially see, the sell-off into the 730s. It did go a little bit lower, but I think 730s was the right spot to target before we had a strong bounce. So you can see here, 730 is right there, price flushed down to here, and then we had a pretty, strong bounce up right here. So I think 730 was the right spot before, a bounce up. But it was essentially just, grabbing the levels from back here, from belly area low on this. And if we look at this here, we have belly area high right here, belly area low right there. And look at how belly area here, belly area high acted as support here, moved up, tremendous flush. We broke this belly area high, moved lower, pretty good chop here. Like I said, near point of control, more than often you'll see some chop. And then we proceeded to have a pretty strong sell-off. Now, not all the times it's going to be like this, guys. Sometimes we'll see, price pull back, like do this, pull back into belly area high. Sometimes even break a little bit higher and then just proceed to sell off into belly area low. But what gave me the most confidence on Friday was, seeing basically ES making, breaking over yesterday's highs, but, NQ not doing very well. NQ did not break over yesterday's highs. Now, not only that, but let's take a look at RTY, guys. RTY had a gap down. So I'm not sure if you guys remember our webinar on the gap, talking about gaps. So we have the whole gap right here, right? Have the whole gap right here. And IWM was just struggling to push higher. I would be bullish if IWM, break above RTY, IWM, both the same thing. But we had a gap down and price was contained within the gap down. And we turn on the profiles. Look at what's going to show over here. Price was contained within this profile, basically. Right there. You guys see that? Point of control and the highest points near the valley area high. So the price was contained within this profile here to the upside, but it, moved really well to the downside. So do you guys see that? Yes, correct, Emin. Like a break and retest, you want to see a break of the valley area high and then wait for some type of pullback and watch, of course, that it's matching along with previous price action that gives you a sense of confidence to enter a short at certain point or a long and have price action showing you where you could set your stops. For example, let me go back to NQ. So that's one of the shorts that I oh, this is not NQ. So give me 1 second, guys. NQ. Okay, it's right here. There we go. So we're gonna mark this 18,800 level on NQ right there. Gonna mark that with green. Just make a dotted line. Okay, and this was the level that bears needed to hold 790. Okay, guys, so why did I choose 800, 17,800 as a level for the bulls and 17,790 as a level for the bears? Pretty simple. If we look above here on 1800, we had strong, momentum from the buyers here, had some here, 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 and that was pretty much it. And for the sellers, we had good momentum below this level. Yes, we did have some wicks here, but I'm more interested on the basically dominant price action. Let me hide the profile. So I'm more interested in the dominant price action here. So we had, good selling here. Here we didn't have much selling, but in this profile, I'm sorry, on this session, we had some good momentum below this level, strong candles below here. So this was my important intraday level for this. I was short somewhere around here, had my stop just right here at 800. This was about a 10, 12 point stop right there, just based on intraday price action. And this is why you see me having, very tight stops when it comes to trading ES, sometimes 2, 3 points. In exchange, I'll be looking for a minimum of 5 points on the move to at least get a one for one. So once the price moves in profits, I'll be moving my stop loss at near break even or break even. That way the trade is risk free and I don't have to worry about losing money or profits in that trade. And if it goes my way, I'll make sure I'm moving my stops along with the price. If it moves $10 and 10 points in profits, I'll move it like to 5 points in profits or 7.5 point in profits. That way I'm securing my profits and not risking going into a loss or just going back to break even. It's pretty much the same. There's no difference between PVP and the drawing tool. I just like using the drawing tool to um show you guys a little bit better, especially when trying to show two profiles on the same session. Because I want you guys to understand that within a profile, within a session, there will be different amount of trading as the session passes on every level. Like on this session, yes, we did have, pretty similar trading going along. But if you look at the trading that happened here versus the trading that happened here, you can see it's very different. There's less trading here and more trading here. Do you see that? So it's important to understand this. There will be different amount of tradings at certain levels, and you need to keep an eye for that. Any questions? Well, it could be, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, but it's basically just the whole session. For me, the session is the day's session. Any questions? I'm gonna show you guys a few more examples of the little trick that I show you guys here. When price breaks into the previous profile. Let me just clear up these drawings. So let's see. Da-da-da. Okay, so like this one here, it was a failed attempt. But look at what we have here. We have a gap up right here. So a short would have been great if it would have filled the gap up. And we saw some price action going on down here. But we didn't see that. So we remember a gap up is a sign of momentum. A gap itself is a sign of momentum. Now this here was just crazy, gap down and filled immediately. A pretty good example of momentum right here. This massive candle, and it was just contained right here, two rejects right here. Then we had a gap up. I think there was some data. I don't remember where it was. Let's see. Okay, we have another example right here, guys. Okay, so we have the value area high, value area low. But this one didn't reach value area high. It only reached point of control. But you can see how price breaks, comes back in, and then just moves up into point of control area. Let's see. Here, this is another good example. Now we have value area high, value area low. Had a gap up right here, and price broke outside of previous uh value area low, but was recovered right here. We saw strong momentum right here. Boom, just strong momentum. Then it moved all the way to value area high. It's just basically same concept, but very small ranges right here. About $20-$30 range. There's no significant um, volatility, mostly chop. Well, these last few weeks have been a lot of chop lately. Oh yeah, it was PPI, I remember. You're right, Spencer. Yes, you want, but it's a bit more complicated with a weekly profile, especially if you are trading or swinging options. You really need to be careful with finding the right contract. But it's the same thing, but it just takes a lot longer to develop. Let me show you. Especially with this market, I mean, it's been taking long to make significant moves. So right here, you can see it happening. You know, we have value area low, value area high. Price broke below previous value area low, came back inside, and it just rocket all the way up. Yeah, so basically what happens is you have a strong break outside of the profile, and then you have the move back inside, and then once you see the move back inside, that's when you start seeing momentum pick up. So like here, you saw them move back inside, a gap up. You know, like I said, gap ups are strong signs of momentum. You have to pull back into gap area and then just rock it up. Yeah, but it's basically the same concept. So like right here, we are seeing, we saw a break above and then, failed to hold above. And then we tested the bell area low. Then it happened the other way. Break below, failed to move or hold lower, tested the value area high. It's just playing ping pong right here. But yeah, it's basically the same concept. You can see it here as well. Broke outside, failed to hold, rallied. Right here, same thing. Broke above, held for almost a whole week, and then it tested the lows and even lower. But it's a good way to get, some sense of momentum when you're, swing trading. But I think it's a very useful tool, especially intraday. Um, if everything matches, if everything, if NQ, IWM are looking weak, if the mega caps are looking weak or strong, if they're all looking strong or weak, and you see a not really nice setup, you see a nice pullback to enter short or long, you can go in and if it starts moving your way, you can have some confidence of leaving a little bit of skin on the game to, potentially hit those price targets that you're looking for. And that's why I was confident on NQ. I did close a little bit earlier. Um, I made some pretty good profits on NQ, but NQ ended up touching the value area low 730 area that I was looking for. Just this price action is, just NQ itself is hard to hold because of how aggressive the contracts move on futures. But it ended up touching this area that I wanted, and that's the only thing that mattered. It never went above 800. Helped pretty well, made some profits. I know a lot of people made some money on that move as well, and it was just following this very simple concept. Any questions? Questions, comments, concerns, ideas? That's awesome. Awesome, guys. I'm really happy that, this is helping you. And basically started doing this because there's not a lot of information out there on bowling profiles. Not very good videos out there. I think I spent like 1 year practicing the profiles to, really get the hang of them since there wasn't a lot of information out there. But hopefully, this helps you get a step further into using the profiles. Awesome, Marcus. I'm glad this is helping you guys. Let me stop recording so we don't make this necessarily long.